The Pittsburgh Steelers are headed to the playoffs. The Pittsburgh Steelers first they beat the Baltimore Ravens 17-10, led by Mason Rudolph and Najee Harris. Mason Rudolph 18 of 20, 152 yards, one touchdown, no interceptions. Najee Harris with 112 yards and a rushing touchdown. The Steelers had to beat the Ravens. They could have gotten with a loss, but beating the Ravens was the best case scenario. Needed some help after that and took care of business. And they got the help they needed with the Tennessee Titans knocking off the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now the Pittsburgh Steelers are in the playoffs. The matchups are still not set. You still have to wait for the later game. The Bills and the Miami Dolphins. If the Buffalo Bills beat the Miami Dolphins, then the Steelers will be the 7th seed, and they will have to go to Buffalo. But if the Buffalo Bills lose to the Miami Dolphins, then the Pittsburgh Steelers will be the 6th seed, and they'll play the Kansas City Chiefs. So it's those are the matchups. For the Steelers, you're either going to Buffalo or Kansas City. So in the way the Steelers been playing, they have a chance with either team. Especially the Kansas City Chiefs. They're not the Chiefs of old like have they been. Like they've been in the past, vulnerable, especially with the wide receiver situations. They're not really scaring defenses and scoring points like they used to and things like that. So that's not going to be, as tough, and you look at the way the Steelers been playing, putting up some points, man, with a shootout. And Mason, he can go in there and put up some points. He's shown that. So. And if you look at it, Buffalo, if you have to play the Bills, they're just working their way back into the playoffs. They have a scenario they're in now due to the Tennessee win. That puts them in as well. So it's just seeding for the late game. But either or, man, you go into Buffalo, they're a hot team. They've been playing. Josh Allen's been picking up his play. But like I said, with the play of Mason Rudolph, he gives you that hope. He gives you that chance because he has big playability too, as you see in the game against the Ravens. It was a sloppy game, wet conditions, ball security was, it was tough, but managed to make it through. But you seen the pass right across the middle. He put it right where it needed to be for Deontay Johnson to get it in stride and keep going. So Mason, he can put some points on the board. He can hang with either Mahomes or Josh Allen, in my opinion. And the Steelers are playing with house money. 3-0 with Mason Rudolph behind the center, and he's very confident. And these were 3 must-win games for the Steelers, and he went in there and won them. In a controllable fashion. I mean, those 3 games that you see Mason behind there, you wasn't sweating. It seemed like the Steelers was in control, even though the Baltimore Ravens game was close. You never really felt out of reach. And you always knew that you're one play away, from taking a lead, and that's what happened with the big play with Deontay Johnson. So Mason gives you that hope that you can go into either Buffalo or Kansas City and steal a game, so that'll be the discussion. Who's going to be the starting quarterback, in these playoffs now that the Steelers are in the playoffs, because each week that goes past, Kenny Pickett's getting healthier and healthier. So, the urge to put him in may be getting stronger and stronger. But I mean, how can you take Mason out at this point? He's partly the reason why you're in this position with his quarterback play. You have to give him some credit for that. And so I believe the Steelers should just stick with, Mason, but we'll have to see. That's another topic. And the Steelers are in the playoffs. I believe they have a chance with whoever, they have to play, either Buffalo or Kansas City. With the weight of the offense and the running game as well. Like I said, Najee Harris with 112 yards, back-to-back 100-yard games, over 1,000 yards for the season. for his third straight year. 3 years. His first 3 years in the league, all 1,000 yards. Nice for him. The Steelers have to pick up his options. So what a good time to have your best running performances at the end. You're only good as your last game, and in the regular season you have 112. So you enter the postseason. So yeah, Steelers in the playoffs. So I think it's gonna be very exciting. Very exciting. Happy for the guys, especially Mason, man, to be able to go in there when he was called and win 3 big games. 2 on the road, hostile environments, both of them, and lead the team to victory, man, and be the reason, partly the reason why, because it's a team thing, not just about him, but partly the reason why the team are making the playoffs or in the playoffs. So we'll have to be watching for the outcome. Titans and Jaguars just got finished up, so you have the late game with the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills to see the seeding and see where the Steelers are going to be playing next week. So stay tuned for that. Steelers playoffs. Here we go. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get all the new videos. And until next time, I'm out.